Machiavelli Mills TV. So last Friday, the New Orleans Pelicans defeated the Phoenix Suns by a score of 128 to 117, right? And at the end of that game, Mr. Zion Williamson did a 360 windmill dunk at the end of the game while the game clock was running out. After Zion finished the dunk, some players took exception to Zion dunking at the end of the game because we know there is an unwritten rule where nobody is supposed to score while the clock is running out on the final possession. Nobody is supposed to try to score the ball. And what happens is it was ignited by the fact that Chris Paul, he runs past Jose Alvarado and elbows Jose Alvarado in the neck, right? And after that, Alvarado gets pissed, as he should have, and he let Chris Paul know he didn't appreciate it, and a scuffle starts to commences. A scuffle commences, right? A little skirmish back and forth, people talking back and forth, coaches get involved a little bit, Willie Green gets involved, so on and so forth. And, I told y'all, because it all started really with Chris Paul elbowing Jose Alvarado in the neck. Chris, what you doing that for? What are you doing that for? I told y'all how Chris Paul get down. I told y'all, the dude, he does stuff like this all the time and then act like he doesn't know what happened. He played no part in anything. He's an innocent bystander. He don't know why somebody would respond to him in that type of fashion. See, stuff like this, Chris does stuff like this between the lines in a game. He says certain stuff to people. He does certain things to people all the time. And that's why I wasn't pissed when Pat Bev pushed the shit out of Chris Paul like he was the 15th man at the end of the bench. Pat Bev pushed Chris like Chris wasn't Chris Paul. Pat Bev pushed Chris like he was Darvin Ham when Darvin Ham was playing with the Detroit Pistons. That's how Pat Bev pushed Chris Paul. For real, like Chris was Darvin Ham. Because he didn't respect Chris at that moment because Chris does a lot of shiesty, shady stuff. He has a history of doing it. And the league thinks he's he's such a pristine individual. They got all this respect for him. They think he's a saint because he's the president of the Players Association. I don't know what that means, but they think he's a saint. But Chris has a history of doing shady, dirty type of stuff a lot, and this right here, that move right there, elbowing Alvarado in the neck, that's a sucker move. That's a sucker move at its finest. And Chris, that's why people want to put hands and feet on Chris. Because Chris, he got a mouth on him. He does a lot of shady, shiesty stuff. And then act like he don't know what's going on. I hate a person that throws stones and then hide their hand. Don't throw stones and hide your hand. If you're going to throw a stone, show your whole hand. Be bold and stand in it. And stand on it. Chris tried that. I don't know why you couldn't. All of that, bro? Nah, bro. For real, it kills me. And then Chris is a super hypocrite because he'll say something like it's unsportsmanlike or it's bad sportsmanship to try to score at the end of a game. Where you're winning, so on and so forth. It's clear that you won the game. It's bad sportsmanship to do that. He'll say something like that, right? But he won't say it's bad sportsmanship to give the people's elbow to Jose Alvarado in the neck. He won't say that's bad sportsmanship, And it's crazy. First of all, I hate unwritten rules in sports, especially this rule in basketball where on the final possession, nobody is supposed to try to score at all. Because I'll be thinking like, what about the dudes that never get in the game? They in during garbage time. They got a chance for a wide open dunk. Let them get their highlight reel moment. Now, in this situation, Zion is not a bench player. He not a bum or nothing. But Zion been out of basketball for a while, right? He was receiving a ton of criticism. People were clowning him for his weight gain. He probably went through some bouts of type of he may have been depressed from that type of stuff. You never know, right? He was injured. He had to sit out. He spoke on it last year. Phoenix Suns was beating him. And he's in front of his home crowd. He's excited. He's playing very well. He want to dunk the ball. Let the man dunk the ball. It is what it is, man. All these unwritten rules. I don't believe in a professional athlete explaining why he played until the very last whistle. I don't believe in that. Second of all, the windmill was fire. Let me just say, the windmill was cold. The windmill was fire, Zion. I want to say that too, for sure. Third of all, guard Zion if you don't want him dunking. Guard him and prevent him from dunking the basketball. Prevent him from dunking if that's the case. But in this arena is fans that never come to games, that never get a chance to watch NBA basketball. They may have gotten a ticket from work. Some people may have saved up all year just to take their kids to the game or take their nephews or whoever or daughters or whatever to the game, right? This is the only time they can go. Zion, like, I want to give these people a show. I want to give these people something to remember. I want to give them something to talk about. And he did just that. So he putting on a show in front of his home crowd. And I don't think it's a problem, but all that, and it's crazy though, because the Phoenix Suns organization, they so sensitive. All the shit talking they do, Devin Booker be all in dude's face, hollering, cussing all in their face, acting like he a top goon, looking like DeBarge or something, DeBarge's nephew, looking like he related to Al B. Shore and them, talking crazy all in folks' face like he a top goon because he didn't learn that behavior from Chris. All of them, Mikal Bridges, them all be talking crazy. Cam Payne talking out of the side of his neck when Cam was. I remember when Cam was in Chicago. Cam lucky he in the right situation. And I ain't mad, young black brother, get your money, get your paper, but Cam talks a lot of crazy talk. He be talking greasy, which is why LeBron had to tell him, like I said before in the previous video, hey, chill out, man. You was at home last year. You was at the crib last year now. Come on now. You was at home. You was at the crib. You ain't had no job in the league. You was trying to find your niche. You was at home. Now you here and you talking shit. Cut it out. I'm with Bron on that, right? But they all talk crazy. And again, I remember when Cam was with the Bulls, he was trash, dumpster juice. All right, I don't know why at that point, I felt like he had pictures on somebody that was in the league, pictures on somebody in the Bulls organization, one of the higher ups, and that's why he was still on the team. Because I couldn't understand why the life of me we had Cam Payne on the roster, and we ain't have my boy Kiefer Sykes on the roster because Kiefer miles ahead. Like, man, no. But anyway, but yeah, all the trash talking the Phoenix Suns be doing, all the cussing and all the histrionics and all the folks face the bravado and all the just, beating their chest, pounding their chest all the time. Every time somebody score, DeAndre Ayton was standing over Austin Reeves and Devin Booker started it all in his face and all that. They do all of that, but be so sensitive at somebody dunking at the end of the game because y'all been getting y'all head beat in. Now you mad about it because y'all been getting y'all head beat in. Nah, bro. They 16-11, but they got beat twice in a row by Phoenix. And in both of them games, I believe in both of them games, Zion might have had about 35 of them things. Did Zion have 35? What Zion have? 35. I think he had 35 in both of the games. And they mad. Cut it out. And Chris Paul, I told y'all about dude. He's a sucker, a clown. Peace.